Hey, welcome to a little creative project where we're going to change an image from pixels into text like this here. So a start point, if we just have a quick look here, is going to be a two-layer image here, and all I've done is I've just cut out this young lady and set her against a white background, so we've got a bit of transparency behind. Okay, let's dig in. Well, first I want to make some selections. So first I'll make a layer to put a selection on. So I'll click down here on the new layer icon. And let's rename this shadows. There we go. I'm going to click back on the layer. And now I'm going to make a selection of shadows. So I'm going to go to my select menu and we're going to use color range. Now on color range I can make a selection and I'm going to select the shadows. I'm going to click OK. So I've now got a selection of all my shadows. I'm going to click back on my shadows layer and then I'm going to use the keyboard shortcut of Control and Backspace to fill. And Control and Backspace is fill from background colour. And my background colour at the moment is black. I'll just reset them to black and white. There we go, is black. So I can press the keyboard shortcut Control and D to deselect them matching ants. And now if I just turn this layer off, you'll see that I've now got a selection of all the shadows in the image. Okay, I'll just switch that one off so it doesn't confuse us. And we'll make another layer. And this time I'm going to rename this Midtones. Okay, I'm going to go back to my original layer and click on it to activate it. And again, I'm going to use color range, select and color range. But this time, I'm going to select midtones and then click OK. Same again, I'm going to click back on my midtone layer and then I'm going to use Control and Backspace to fill it onto that layer. Again, Control and D to get rid of those matching ants, we don't need them. And just to show you, I'll just turn the main layer off and you'll see we've now got a layer with the midtones on and we've got a layer with the shadows on. Okay, well we don't need this main layer anymore, so I'm just going to drop it underneath that white background layer. And I'll just switch that off just because we'll not need it till the end. Okay, I now need to create a text layer. So I'm going to just click on that white background layer. I'm going to go over and select my text tool. And then I'm going to click and drag an area to fill with text. And there it is. Now I'll make sure that my text colour is set to black. Okay, now I could just type a load of text in, but that's going to take a long time. So I found a little website here called the Lorem Ipsum generator, and it just generates random text. And you can tell it exactly how many words or letters you want. So I'm going to go for 2000 words and then tell it to generate it, which it will. Then you can click to select it all. And then I'm going to press Control and C to copy to the clipboard. I'll move that out the way now. Then I'm going to look in the character palette, and what I'm going to do is I want a font that's got two different styles at least, one for shadows and one for the midtones. So I'm going to use Arial and Arial Black because that's a nice chunky font. And you'll see if I click here, we've got a nice chunky black and we've got a not so chunky regular. So that'll be ideal for the midtones. Okay, I think we're ready to go. So I'm going to click once right in the corner of the text box. And I'm going to press Control and V to paste it in. That's brilliant. And then I'm going to press the return key to accept it. Or you could click the tick. I'm going to rename that Shadows. So that's my Shadows text layer. I'm going to duplicate that and we'll call this Midtones. There we go. Right, now I just need to change this text. So instead of black, Arial black, which is a nice chunky one, I'm going to change this to regular. And if I switch off the shadows layer, you'll just see what the difference is. It's just a lighter text, so it'll work better in those mid-tone areas. Right, let's start putting this together now. We've put the building blocks together. Let's make a start. Let's go to a shadows layer and switch it on. And what I want to do now is copy all those pixels onto the clipboard. So I'm going to press a Control and A to select all. I'm going to press Control and C to copy to the clipboard. I can then turn that layer off. Come down to my shadows layer and just click to activate it, but don't make it visible yet. Just click once to activate it. And then I'm going to put a layer mask on by clicking the layer mask button down at the bottom. I'm going to select the layer mask by holding down the Alt key and clicking on the mask. And then I'm going to copy the contents of the clipboard onto the layer mask by pressing Control and V. And I've got a load of marching ants, so I don't need them now, so I'm going to press Control and D to deselect them. Now this mask is now the wrong way round. What I want is the area that's white is where the text is going to come. Well, at the moment that's around the outside. I want it to be on the inside, so I need to inverse this. So I'm going to do that by pressing Control and I to invert the mask. And you get like a bit of a negative effect like that. I'm then going to switch the visibility on. And now you can see that the text only appears in the area that's white on the mask. Right, same for the midtones. I'll just switch that off. So we're going to go up to the midtones. I'm going to switch on the visibility eye for that. I'm going to press Control and A, Control and C to copy to the clipboard. Switch that off. Come back down to our midtones text layer. We're going to put a layer mask on. We're going to press Alt and click to select the layer mask, and then we're going to press Control and V to paste in those pixels, and then Control and D to deselect because we don't need that marching ant anymore. Okay, same again. We'll now switch these on, and you can see there that we've got the text, but it's in the wrong place. I forgot to invert the mask, so I'm just going to press Control and I to invert that mask. And now we've just got the text appearing wherever there's white on the midtones mask. I'll switch my other one back on, and hey presto, we've got a text lady. Right, let's add a bit of colour. So to do this, I want to do it on a composite layer. So I'm going to squish these three layers together. And there's a very long keyboard shortcut for that. You need a lot of fingers. And it's Control, Alt, Shift, and then you press the E key. And that creates as a composite layer here. Right, we're going to add a bit of colour to it. So let's start with, we'll change the colour to say, let's have a red. Just bring that in so you can see. We'll go for red. And then I'm going to select the brush. But then I'm going to select the colour blend mode. And what this will do is protect all the white. It'll only let me paint any areas that have got text on. So I'm just going to paint a little bit in here, put a little bit up at the top. And then I'll change the colour to say, let's have a nice blue. And I'll just paint a bit in with a bit of blue. And there we go. That's all finished. You can save that out now as a JPEG and marvel at what you've achieved, turning an image into text. Hope you've enjoyed that. I'll see you in the next video.